Hey Dragons, welcome to another episode of Dragons Network. This week's episode, we're going to talk about 2019's amazing senior play, a play that I unfortunately missed. We got some behind the scenes footage and exclusive interviews with the stage directors and managers. A quick shout out to MCHS's own Mesa team for making it to the Northern Regional Mesa Day Finals. Oh, and before I forget, congratulations to Newscast's own Cho Fan Yu for becoming District Governor of Kikla. We really be getting that middle college influence high up there. Anyways, let's check out the behind the scenes footage. The play looked really good. I'm really sad that I missed it. I also told Taco Bell and Avengers made an appearance, and that sounds really interesting. Now, let's check out that interview.
Alright guys, so we just had the senior play last week. I hope you all enjoyed it. And today we have everyone in the management team, I guess you could say. We have the prop manager, stage manager, director 1, 2, 3, 4, as well as the other prop manager. So we're just going to talk to them about how they felt the play went, what they would do differently, that kind of thing. So we're going to start off by talking about, well, the first question is, overall, how do you feel the play turned out?
I'd start off. I'd say the play turned out amazing. It was really fun to make. It was really fun to organize. Kind of stressful, but a lot of it was really rewarding. Like Mr. V will teach you, there's trade-offs and opportunities, and we traded off having to do tests and more work, and we did something that was really fun and really productive and actually really educational.
Edutainment.
Yeah. Edutainment at its finest.
Yeah.
Actually, though.
But yeah, the senior play was really fun. I think everyone enjoyed it. I hope everybody enjoyed it. And it was overall a fun experience and a learning experience for all of us.
Oh yeah. Like personally for me, I thought it was just amazing working with the seniors and basically just having like a bunch of fun with them, like especially as like a director, like it seems like as though like everybody was working like really hard, and that's like the real like good feeling that you can get as a director, you know what I mean? And personally, like without like much of the seniors, we wouldn't have a play, of course, but like I would really like to give a huge shout out to Joanne, because like basically she's like the most of the backbone of what happened during the senior play. Like if you were backstage, you would like see her just like screaming at like the you would like see her screaming at Mr. Patel. Well, not really screaming, of course, but like telling Mr. Patel like what to do, and like she made it happen. Like we had everything out, but she made it happen that day.
Yeah, previous years the biggest technical issue / problem was audio, and yeah, we really decided that we needed a way to kind of solve that problem, and it's all thanks to Joanne and management and mic placement and telling Mr. Patel when to cut audio, start audio, when to dim the lights, and all of that, and it's really thanks to Joanne.
Yeah. We also can't forget about the prop managers, of course. Like they played a really huge part of the play as well. Like they got all the props, and they told this like basically everybody what they needed. So huge shout out to them as well.
So, overall, I think the students and the staff all gave, I guess, like a positive review for the play. They enjoyed it. But if you guys had, let's say we had to redo the play, is there anything you guys might have changed?
I wish I sat in the crowd, because I was backstage for a lot of it, so I wish I actually saw it from the crowd's perspective.
Yeah.
I feel like the play came out really well, as we all said, so it's really hard to figure out something that we would have wanted to change, because our results ended up being so, nice, I think. So.
Yeah, and it's something that we can definitely brag about, class of 2019, especially with half the amount of normal time.
Yes.
And a lot of the stress and a lot of the work, and it turned out to be something that was really nice. So if anything we could change, yeah, definitely I would want to watch it, and definitely I want to tell the class 119. There's a lot of parts where we kind of get stressed out as directors because people turn in things late or people are kind of procrastinating. But as directors, it's our job to kind of push them forward, and I think it went pretty well because of how it turned out. So
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
So, you guys may not know, but we actually did have a shorter time frame to prepare this play. So, do you guys think that the shorter 6 weeks it was, do you think it affected how the play turned out in any way?
Well, yeah, definitely. I think it did because, like, if you really think about it, right, setting up something about like months or not months in advance, but weeks in advance. Like for example, like the other classes back then had 12 weeks or so, like, and we only had 6, right? But personally, for me, whenever I get something about like weeks ahead, I just say, I'm gonna push it over because I have a bunch of time, you know. But cutting it down, of course, makes it so that people are more on task and prepared to work, I guess. But I would say that the 6 weeks was borderline, like cutting it close because like we kind of needed a little bit more time to, of course, practice and have everything like actually ready. So if I were to say like if I were to change the time, of course, I'd say maybe like 8 to 7 weeks over the 6 weeks that we had. Well, if you want to count it 5 weeks because spring break really affected most of the time.
I think that the shorter amount of time that we had to prepare for everything was the best thing that could have happened to us, because also the more time we would have had, I feel like the more people would just feel like this is being dragged out. They would start getting uninterested because I already know we only had 5 or 6 weeks, like you said, but people were already starting to get tired. They were kind of just like, oh, like, I just want to get it over with and everything. And, like, everyone was just kind of starting to get unmotivated. So I feel like this was probably the best amount of time that we could have had for our play.
It could have gone a lot worse.
Yeah, but hey, we still
lot
made
worse.
something.
Yeah,
made
but,
something.
an actual problem we had was printing issues because our original plan was to have the playbill in ink, colored ink, on white paper, but we never got around to that because the print shop has a 5-day kind of processing time, and we weren't given that because we had spring break right before, and it would have been nice to have it, but it's one of the downsides of having less time.
I think also like us having less practice on stage was like a huge issue. We just didn't really have much stage time to practice, and that was one of the biggest problems we had with the shorter time frame.
So now I'm gonna go down and ask each one of us, what was your favorite part of the play, whether it's a certain skit or how the seniors worked together, anything like that. So Basma, what was your favorite part of the play?
So I think, well, one of my favorite parts was how into it everyone got. Like, Shaggy, or Brandon, did such a good job playing Shaggy, and at first I was like, is he gonna get into it? And you too, Don, with Scooby. I was like, wow, that's awesome. And I would also say that making the mystery machine was pretty fun because, I mean, like, usually I stay up for a whole 24 hours, but at least I had something to do. Yeah, it was very fun, and I got paint everywhere and ruined like 4 sets of clothes, but worth it.
So Joanne, what was your favorite part?
My favorite part would have to be the skit Dumb Money and any other skit that didn't really require anything to be on stage, because that was a nice breather. And plus Dumb Money, I think it was really good. I think we got a really good response from the crowd, and it was nice seeing like my stagehands and all my classmates on the side stages, and we're all just like, we're kind of just jamming out to the rap. So
Amara?
So I think I overall enjoyed the senior play a lot, so it's really hard to choose a favorite part. I think I really liked kind of our first transition when we kind of introduced the mystery machine and everything. Everybody loved the mystery machine, so a huge shout out to Basma for that. And then also I really liked it when Ricky kicked the wheel. And then also just the little quirks that we face during the transitions. When each of us, it does happen, like for anyone on stage that you forget something, you get nervous in front of everyone. So those little things were fun to look back at. Sure, like on stage you get really nervous and then you look back at it and you're like, hey, this is really funny. Yeah.
Vicky?
Oh yeah, my favorite things was similar to Amar's. It's really the unplanned moments that happen on stage. A lot of people improv, like Ricky forgot his lines at one point. And yeah, the wheel falling off, that wasn't planned because we didn't see the Mystery Machine till the day of. I also really liked how Thanos killed off the Avengers. The audio wasn't placed properly, but they really improv there.
Yeah.
Ricky?
Besides the kind of fun, natural improvs, which kind of brought character and comedic relief, I really like Infinity Taco, actually, because originally it was 2 skits from 2 different groups, right? But because they had a common theme of Avengers, Civil War, and Thanos versus Shaggy, they were like, let's combine the 2 and make something that's really cool. And it's kind of out of nowhere and kind of weird, the Infinity Taco as a topic and as a theme, but they managed to combine it and make something that was really cool, really inclusive and like really funny overall. And another thing that I'd say I'd really like is the ending, actually, with Mr. V at the end and the big reveal and just having the audience gasp and like seeing everyone kind of enjoy just watching and having the play close.
Alright, so personally for me, I thought that playing Scooby was like one of my favorites because to be honest, like I kind of stepped out of my comfort zone to even like put up the voice for Scooby, like row, like it's kind of hard to do it, but I mean I tried to put up my effort, or I tried to use all my effort for it, and also like kind of my favorite thing was just actually watching all the seniors working on it, because as a director, like I said previously, like it's actually like an amazing like feeling to know that everybody is actually working and putting up with your leadership, right?
And having fun.
Yeah, and having fun, of course. So like I thought it was just awesome, and like it was like my favorite to watch everybody just working, being hard at work, of course, and like creating something that like truly was like, you know, something that we can all remember by as for our senior year.
So my personal favorite part was obviously, other than writing the scripts, acting in the play, seeing everyone work together. That was really fun to work with everyone as prop manager. But I think overall, I actually enjoyed seeing Mr. V up on stage. When he was narrating, I don't think a lot of people realized that it was him. When he showed up on stage for the last scene, I think that ended off the play really well. So yeah, that was my favorite part. And as you may or may not know, but when you're a senior, you get to vote for whether you want to do the play or not. And so obviously we voted to do the play. And so let's say next year's class votes to do the play as well. Do you guys have any advice for the next year's class?
Well, first, of course, be organized and plan ahead. Something like the playbill can be done earlier. Another thing is, if you're looking for a costume, you can always ask your peers. You'll be surprised with what people have. For example, there's a skit, Oompa Loompa skit needed a lot of wigs, and surprisingly, a lot of us had colorful wigs.
Mm-hmm. I would say make sure you look for your costume early, especially. I know Don ran into some problems with that. Basically, what happened was that the week before the play, he needed to order it, and yeah, it wouldn't have been here on time. So yeah, when you're actually on stage, something that I would like to point out is that if something isn't really going according to plan, just roll with it. Just be prepared to improvise. Things never really go according to plan, so just roll with it. It's okay if you make a mistake. It's our school, you know. Nobody's gonna laugh at you for it. They may tease you, but it's not like, I mean, just have fun with it. That's kind of the thing with senior play. Just have fun with it, roll with it.
If anything, don't take it too seriously. We're doing this for fun. We're doing this as a group just because it's something memorable. And don't forget also, directors and managers have a lot to do, like in terms of organization, in terms of getting things ready, in terms of making sure people don't procrastinate. So there's a lot to like focus on. There's a lot to get prepared. But in terms of everything, it's really fun. It's really rewarding.
Yeah, and going off of Ricky, right? As directors, you kind of need to step up, like, and kind of plan ahead, right? So that's also another thing. So it's nice to plan ahead, like weeks, like 1 week ahead or so, and of course, always talk to Mr. V.
So yeah, thank you guys for coming in. I know the whole school had fun with it. Thank you for working hard. We all did well. The seniors did well. And so yeah, to end off, Amara's gonna be posting the whole play onto YouTube. So just check the description down below. There will be links to the video.
Don't forget to like.
Comment and subscribe.